In this screen recording, what I'm going to show you is how to design the primers to detect the deletions that we are predicting that our guides will result in. Okay, so here I have my two guides. I have one guide here for the LLR domain, and then here's the other one, and then this one if I want to eliminate the transmembrane domain, and then I didn't do my kinase domain yet. So, but here's the one that we're interested in for now. So this is 150 to 70. Okay, we need to put this onto the genomic DNA. So in order to do that, I'm going to copy these two things. Maybe. Copy and paste. Move it down here. Okay, but remember, this is number 1 here, and this is 150. But ATG is now 279, so I need to add 279 to these numbers. Okay, so 150 to 279. $429. It's $449. Okay, there. So that's where my guide is on here. And you can do the same for the others. If you do your kinase domain primers, right, like that, you would need to not only add the UTR, but the 2 introns, because the primer is going to be way down here. Okay, now we're ready to design our guides, and you can do that if you want. But definitely the first one we really need to see on the guide here. So then I'm going to go and get my full-length cDNA, okay, because this time we want to include the UTRs, because we really would like the primers to be located in the UTRs. So the full-length cDNA is the CDS with the addition of the UTRs on the end, right, but no introns. So this is what we're going to use to design our primers. Okay, select all, copy, blast, and go down here to primer blast. I'm going to paste it in here like that. And then we have to change this so that it gives us big PCR products, otherwise it's going to just look for really small ones. We're going to change that to turn it off and get primers. There we go. There are primers. Great. So let's just start with the longest one here. So let's say primer 2. This might be a good one. So the start is at, for the forward primer, the start is at 362 and it goes to 381. So let's go back over here. 362 is less than 429, so that's a good one. All right, so let's draw here. We draw a line like that. We can put an arrow on it, make it look like a PCR primer, and then we can slide it like, let's put it down here. Okay, and so then we might need to move this over just a touch. My diagram's getting really messy. You can spend time and make yours very readable. Okay, so that's going to be that, and let's check it. 363 to 382. 363 to 382. Okay, the forward one's done. Now to get the reverse, we have to account for the introns, okay, because our UTR here is between 2336 and 2603, okay, but that is on the genomic DNA. It has the introns in it. But remember, we used cDNA like this, so we need to account for that. So we have 2137 to 2118, okay, reverse primers go backwards. So it's really 2118 to 2137. So let's go here. We'll call this reverse primer. So 2118 to 2137. Okay, so that's on cDNA, no introns. Okay, so we need to put it onto genomic DNA. So we need to include the intron links. Okay, so then that's going to be 2118 plus 180, which is this value right here. I've already done it. Okay, so plus 180 equals 2118 plus 180, 2298. Okay, and then it stops at 2137 plus 180 is 2317. Okay, so then let's go up to our diagram here. So that's going to be right in here. Okay, and that might be okay. If my guides are here and here, let's say if my guide is there, put the guide right there, and put a guide right there, then these two numbers might be fine because this is right next to the stop codon, right? So I would be seeing there would be a the primer would show up somewhere right in there. Let's put an arrowhead on it. There we go. And so it would slide in right there. And that would be the location of our reverse. And as long as it's outside or upstream of the guide RNA, this primer would be fine, even though it's not in the UTR. And you might not be able to get in the UTR. But there's none. Here's one here, primer 9. Let's see what primer 9 is. Primer 9 is 634, so I can't really use that, right? Because it's greater than the location of my guide. So primer 9 might not be a good one for this purpose. Okay, that one's not going to work, I can tell. Okay, so let's say you do need to try to get further outside. So the easy thing to do is just to go back here, go up to here where it says primer melting temperatures, and let's lower those. Okay, and actually raise that one. So I lowered this one, and raised that one. And hopefully this will give us primers more in the UTRs. Okay, so here we have, here's number 8. That one looks promising. So number 8 starts at 83 to 102. That's right here, right in the middle of the UTR. And then 8 is also, let's see down here, 1950 to 1931. So remember, 1931 plus, we got to add the introns links, is 2111. That's not going to be enough, right? 2111 is right inside the kinase. So we can't really use that one. So I could either keep the 2 that I had originally or keep playing around with this. Here, this one, potentially. Let's see. Nope, not going to do it. So I'm going to just keep the one that I had before. It is also possible to mix and match. The software designed to give you primers that would work well together. But most of these have TMs that are in the same range. So if you wanted to, you could pick, say, perhaps this one and go with this one, right, from number 2 that we picked, that would probably work quite well. Okay, so in that way, this would be pretty much outside the kinase domain. I know this one wouldn't be either. Right, so we could go with this one, which would definitely be outside the kinase region, and so 2141 plus 180 is 2321. So right there, so yeah, so perhaps that would be a good one. Or I think I'll just stick with the ones that I have already. So those are the ones that I would do from the original search. And I would need to go back and, of course, take a screenshot of this and record the sequence and the screenshot in my e-notebook, as well as update my drawing so that I have my PCR primers. And again, you'll want to label everything as nicely as possible, and so that it's really easy to read. And of course, you don't need all of this here. I was just using this for an example and as for my scratch paper. But your diagram should just have the images with the annotations on them. Okay? All right, good luck, and I look forward to your presentations on Monday and Tuesday.